心的。
What's going on, guys? Logan JYA here, and the Thunder Dragons just got a brand new set of reprints, making them one of the easiest to build budget decks. And since I've been playing them so often recently, I wanted to give you guys an updated deck profile after topping another OTS and having some mixed results at some other ones. I want to share with you guys my favorite way to play Thunder in 2025. So if you've got some of those brand new rares hanging out in your bulk pile, maybe give this list a try. Don't forget to smash that like button, stick around the tail end so you can see an awesome 2-card combo tutorial. Let's check it out. Alright, my friends, we're here, we're back at it with the Thunder update, a brand new Thunder Dragon deck profile, my favorite for fun deck to play right now in the current format as we wait for the ban list. Still hasn't dropped yet, but that's okay. It has a good matchup into the Blue Eyes, into the Fiendsmith, anything that needs to search a lot, Colossus is going to be putting in work. But I've changed the build drastically given all of your comments and feedback, and I played with it several times. Up until now, I have topped 1 OTS with it. I think I might have gotten first or second. And then the next time I played, I did not do well. So it's got a mixed track record. Of course, that is to be expected with any rogue deck. But hey, I've drowned on long enough. Let's hop into the profile. And stick around to the tail end so you can see one of my favorite combos with this deck. Starting things off, we got 3 copies of the OG Thunder Dragon. He's back in the deck because I wanted the additional fodder. I wanted the new way to make the Colossus with Thunder Dragon Fusion, and I wanted the extra Titan pops. So I took the advice of some of you guys in the comments and put the regular Thunder Dragons back in, and it has been extremely helpful. Just having that additional Thunder Monster activation effect in hand is immensely helpful. And sometimes you're even tribute summoning for this guy to put up the Colossus. That might sound awful, but sometimes it's actually pretty decent. So I have been enjoying playing the original Thunder Dragon back in the list, and we're still keeping it down at 40 cards. Next in the engine, we got triple copies of the Thunder Dragon Dark. Discard search itself, or when it's banished or sent from field to grave, it grabs any Thunder card from the deck. This is still a controversial take, but I still play 3 copies of the Hawk. Got to shout out CJ, by the way, for the Germans. This one is... everyone says to cut this one down to 2 copies, maybe even just 1 copy in a pure Thunder list. I actually like to play 3. I think it's awesome to hard open it, not have to search it. You can spend your search from Dark on Thunder Dragon Fusion or something else. And it facilitates one of my favorite 2-card combos. So even though it is a bit controversial, I'm still maxing out the Hawk at 3. And oftentimes I will side out 1 copy, but at the end of the day, I like having access to all 3. And on the contrary, I'm only playing 2 copies of the Thunder Dragon Roar. The summon from deck, its effect is amazing. It also lets you recycle your Thunder Dragon Fusion after getting its search. But out of all of the main cast of names, it is the one that requires probably the most setup with the least amount of payoff to activate in hand. So when I was consolidating down the Thunder count to make room for the original Thunder Dragons, I did end up dropping this one down to 2. It still combos insane with Allure of Darkness, so I can totally understand if you still want to play 3 of this, but right now, this is my ratio. It's a little bit weird, but let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. We're not done yet, though. I actually do still have 2 of the Thunder Dragon Matrix, the egg, the testicle, whatever you want to call it. We got 2 copies of it. Sometimes, like I always say, having the ability to search out and normal summon a Thunder monster, a Thunder Dragon monster that you can always have access to, having the Matrix for that purpose is extremely helpful, and also its ability to trigger off your Titan on the opponent's turn cannot be undercredited. Supporting cast, triple copies of the Batteryman Solar, the main normal summon we play in the deck. I'm not playing the Aloof Lupine anymore. This is just the better normal summon. If it does eat a Veiler, so be it. If it eats an Imperm, that's an Imperm that could have hit your Colossus, so frankly, maybe they're doing you a favor. And when this thing fully resolves, it does help you do some of the craziest combos. Moving on, we got the Bestial package. This is a Bestial deck. We got 2 copies of Lubellion to go along with our 1 copy of Magnemite. Do you think this card's going to get banned? Let me know in the comment section down below. I definitely could see it being possible. But while it's legal, this is... you know, Magnemite copies 2 and 3 also sets up your spell card, but Magnemite is broken, man. Searching out any of your other cards, like the Druis Worms, free search for that, or your Baldrake, your additional Bestial names. The reason why it's so important to play the Bestials in this deck is because they trigger your Thunder Dragons when you summon the grave off of something like Batteryman Solar. And of course, they're very strong hand traps as well. We got the honorary Bestials in the form of the Black Dragon and the White Dragon, our targets for the Chaos space, alongside our Chaos Dragon Legionnaire. I love playing just the 1 of common. This card is filthy. Either you're searching it off Chaos space or you have to hard draw it. Yeah, it does suck. It's a little tricky to get to, but this card is so powerful, I would never not play it in this deck. And then the last monster I play, this one's a little silly, so if you want to change it for something else, I do tech in 1 copy, just the 1 copy of the Nemesis Corridor right now. I love having the ability to trigger one of the most free Thunder effects in hands is using the corridor, and then it's just automatically turns into Colossus on the field. That's super duper helpful. It can turn your other Thunder monsters on the field into Colossus if you need it to. So yeah, I do still love playing this card, but I had to cut it down to 1, again, to make room for the regular Thunder Dragons. Spell cards, continuing off the engine, triple copies of Lure of Darkness, draw 2 cards, broken, trigger your effects. 1 copy of the Thunder Dragon Fusion, 1 is all you need, don't play any more than it. 1 copy of the Chaos Space, I wish we could play more than 1, but this is all we got. 1 copy of the Gold Sark, this is one of the greatest one-ofs in the deck. Is Malice gonna get it banned for us? Let's find out. 1 copy of the Branded Regain, set this up off of the Lubellion, free draws, free summoning back Magnemite, couldn't be more broken. And then our non-engine spell cards, triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, one of the best going second cards that we can play. Sending the names from hand to grave is honestly pretty decent sometimes when you're setting up things like a Dark or a Roar. Also playing 2 copies of the Talent. Talent is one of the best cards in the deck and also in the format. Not gonna lie, Talent is broken, breaking through boards or punishing hand traps. Love to have this card. And then I do also get to play the 1 copy of Thrust to sub in for things like the Talent or any of our other engine pieces. Then the last card we play, card number 40, is Sacked by the Grave. Is this gonna get banned? Let me know what you think. That's it for the main board. Moving on to the extra deck. My favorite, we got triple copies of Thunder Dragon Colossus. I've still got the original German Secret here from CJ set, and then I've got my 2 QCRs on top of it. I love Colossus. Summoning Colossus is just so easy. That's what makes this deck fun to play, and it locks your opponent out. It couldn't be easier than that. Guy's pretty resilient too. He's got that protection from the destruction. Listen, is it as good as a detonator? No, it's not, but it's comparable. So Colossus is the GOAT. We play him maxed out. Then we got 2 copies of Titan. You want to have 2 copies of Titan so you can infinitely recycle them. It's simple as that. Big pops, big attack points, big protection. We love this guy. I'm going to go through these next. The 1 copy of the Chaos Angel. The only thing that stops this deck from being a budget deck, now that all the Thunder monsters will be reprinted as rares, this is probably one of the most expensive cards that you actually need to play in the deck, is the Chaos Angel. It's really, really good, so I highly recommend playing it because Solar plus a Bestial makes this so easily. I think there's also one of the names level 6. You can make it pretty easy that way too. Usually you want to do it with the Solar and the Bestial though, and then of course it's got the immunitization, it can have the removal effect, it's got the light and the dark effect locked and loaded. It's strong, guys. So if you have it, play the Chaos Angel. And then this one for those situations where it comes up and it gives you the chance to come back in the game. Of course, you got the 1 copy of Typhon. And then the Link package, first things first, we got the Anima, goes with our Golden Testicle. The 1 Striker Dragon with our little baby dragons, the Honorary Bestials. Hieratic Seal, you can make this oftentimes with your baby dragons or with the bestials, and this is phenomenal. It's good for playing around the Nibiru, and sometimes you'll just summon this guy with the engines and then tribute summon for a Thunder Dragon from hand. That may sound awful, but then you're going to use its effect to summon out Magnemite from deck, which is going to get you the end phase search. It's going to give you another Link material, and you're going to get to summon Colossus, so it can actually be really good. Trust me, sometimes you're going to want to do that. It's decent. But Spheres has got multiple purposes, so on top of being a good piece of removal. So definitely play this card if you have the room. Cross Sheep, this is probably the most criminal thing that I wasn't playing in my first list because this is now a part of one of my favorite main combos. I wasn't originally playing it. This card's broken. I'm trying to remember who spotted me this copy. Whoever it was, I appreciate you. 1 Nightmare Phoenix for popping the Blue Eyes trap card and any other spells and traps you want to pop. 1 of the IP Masquerade. You don't summon this too often, but sometimes you always can, and if you're in a weird situation where, hey, maybe you can't get to the end board you want to, but you can stick up an IP and another name, then hey, it's there for you. SP, this one comes up a heck of a lot more. It's part of one of my favorite end boards because you also can summon it to help play around Nibiru. And then finally, we've got the Underworld Goddess for spot removal of those really tricky to out monsters. This card is phenomenal play. Again, a lot of people suggested this one in the comment section of the last video. Thank you for those suggestions. Good call. I want to shout out Brio too, by the way, who gave a lot of feedback on the last list. Brio, you are the Thunder Goddess. Thank you for helping us walk through it. All right, into the side deck, we're moving on. We've got triple copies of the Lancia, Artifact Lancia, broken, you have to play it, beat Malice. And it's also pretty good against Christians. Next 3 copies, Dimensional Shifter for everything else that's not Malice, pretty much. Broken, Unfair Hand Trap. Is this getting banned? What do you think? Triple copies of Ash, generic going second hand trap. I mean, listen, everybody and their mother's playing like 12 to 15 to 18 hand traps. I get it. I understand why they're doing it. I don't have the space to do it in a deck like this, so some of them got to live in the side deck. When you know you're going second in a matchup where it works, yeah, you bring in the Ashes. 2 copies of the Phantasme. This is another side for the Malice. 1 copy of the Harpy's Feather Duster. You can have it like you're playing 2 of them with your Thrust in the main deck. But solid bring in against any of the back row matchups. Not terrible against Blue Eyes. Feather Duster, not a bad card. And then the last thing we got is triple copies of the Solemn Judgment to solve for the biggest problem that the deck has, being Dark Ruler no more and droplets. When they're turning off your Colossus, your Titan, all that frustrating stuff, hey, what answers it automatically? That's your boy Solemn Judgment, so we're side decking all 3 of them. So yeah, guys, in all seriousness, Thunder is still one of my favorite decks to play, and it is more budget than ever now that they just got a brand new reprint of all the main deck monsters. You can build this deck for super duper cheap, so if you're trying to do so, give it a shot. And without further ado, let me round things out by giving you guys a combo tutorial. 2-card combo, let's check it out. Alright everyone, time to round things out with a combo tutorial using 2 of my favorite cards in the main deck. We got the Batteryman Solar and my controversial 3 of the Thunder Dragon Hawk. That is what we're going to be using for this combo, but this isn't the only way to do it. You can get to the very same end board by using Solar and a Bestial. There are other combos, cards in hand, especially if you're facing off against Interruptions. That's going to let you navigate your way to one of these really strong target end boards. The reason why I'm going to show you with these 2 cards in particular is because it gives us a decent pathway to play through the Nibiru. But without further ado, let's start things off. Normal summon out the Batteryman Solar using its effect. That is going to send the Roar from deck to grave. Next, we use the Hawk's effect in hand. This is really strong because this is us already activating the effect of a Thunder Dragon monster in the hand, which is going to special summon out the Roar and give us the ability to summon Colossus for free from the extra. It's also going to trigger the mandatory effect of Solar to summon out a token. Then we can link off with the token and the Batteryman Solar into the cross sheep on the top like so. Since we've already used the Hawk effect, that means we can do the cheat summon for our Thunder Dragon Colossus over here in the zone that the cross sheep points to. That's going to trigger off our Roar since it was sent from field to grave, as well as our cross sheep. So we'll go Roar Chainlink 1, cross sheep Chainlink 2. Cross sheep is going to cheat back out the Batteryman Solar, and the Roar is going to summon out a copy of Thunder Dragon Dark from deck. Now the reason why I like this setup is because now we are beyond the threshold for the Nibiru. If they hit us with it here, we're going to trigger off the Dark effect to search, and that can set up a backup plan Titan. So if you have anything to proc it within our hand, we're still ending on Interruption. It's also just a pretty strong psychological threat. If the opponent doesn't think we're going to go into something that could protect our board, then they might not want to Nibiru us here until we spend whatever we get off of the Dark. But the next step we're definitely going to do, in case they don't hit us with the Nib, is go for the SP Little Knight. So if they do have it, they were holding it, they immediately get punished because now we have the Little Knight effect. If they go for the Nibiru, we can chain it to protect our Thunder Dragon Colossus, guaranteeing we'll still have a Colossus on the end board. And after we summon the SP in this situation, we do sack off the Dark and give ourselves another copy of Colossus, and then Dark effect triggers. That's going to search you the copy of Thunder Dragon Fusion. And you can choose to either activate the Thunder Dragon Fusion now to summon a Titan. That might be worth it if you have the fodder in hand. It does make your hand a little bit more susceptible to the Nibiru because you're only able to save either 2 of your Colossus or the Colossus and the Titan, then you lose the SP, or you have to pick what you want to keep. But in theory, if you wanted to, you could go Thunder Dragon Fusion, put back 3 names from your graveyard, and summon out a Titan for the end board as well. But to be real, this is still a very powerful and oppressive end board regardless. You've got the 2 Colossus locking your opponent out of the searching and the SP Little Knight for the additional interruption or the protection effect. And like I said at the start, this isn't the only way to do this combo. You can use a Bestial and get you to a pretty similar end board as well. But that's everything I got for this video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I love playing the Thunders. It is an awesome new budget option. Give it a try if you haven't had the chance to play them before. You can get them for as cheap as ever. And let me know what you think about this list in the comments section down below. With all that being said, Logan, JY, saying have a great day. I'll see you people later. Peace.